What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time bringing you some highlights from the Gamescom opening show last night, talking about, of course, the things that were announced that I thought were particularly interesting, especially in regards to my own channel and future coverage. So with that in mind, I'm not covering absolutely everything. Now, not technically speaking part of the Gamescom show, but something that was also announced yesterday was that Bloodlines 2 was delayed until the first half of 2025 out of 2024, of course, and I wanted to sneak that in there somewhere. Now, first up, kicking off the show, they had the announcement of Borderlands 4 for 2025 sometime, and they did this with an announcement trailer, so not much else to say. But the main thing I wanted to mention here is that it was kind of funny seeing this announced on the back of that pretty disastrous movie launch they had recently, and it kind of felt like this did not gather a lot of hype, let's say. So I guess we'll see what happens there. Now, personally, I don't really play Borderlands simply because the art style is a little rough for me personally. It tends to give me headaches. But moving right along, next up we have Dying Light the Beast, putting us back in the shoes of Kyle Crane. And that's pretty much all the information we have to go on. And they showed off some gameplay, but that's really all there is to say about that one. Then we have the announcement of Path of Exile 2's early access date. So that is coming to early access on November 15th, and they had a new trailer and everything to go with it that showed some pretty impressive gameplay. Looked pretty great, but obviously we won't have too much longer to wait for ourselves to potentially try that one out. I know I'm looking forward to testing it out at the very least, but it is early access though, do keep that in mind. Following that up, we have two pieces of Starfield news. One is that right now, available at the time that they dropped the announcement, but also at the time of this video, vehicles are officially in the game. You can go fire the game up right now and experience those for yourself, and they showed off some gameplay footage of that and some of the things the vehicles could do, including like boosting and working in different gravity levels, that kind of stuff. And overall, it looks pretty fun. Now, the more exciting news to me personally there was that they also announced a date for the upcoming DLC, Shattered Space, which is September 30th. That's going to see us investigating House Varun, and it looks to be appropriately weird. Now, just after this, we had the Space Marine 2 trailer. Nothing much to say here. It's launching in a few weeks. Nothing you probably don't already know, but the trailer looked fun, and I'm excited to kill some Tyranids. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 also received a trailer following the recent announcement of their official release date, which is technically a small delay, but they never released the date. And it is coming on February 11th of 2025, and they showed off some new gameplay and things to go along with that as well. Diablo 4 also had a little bit to show for their upcoming expansion, mostly that they are adding mercenaries to the game to join you on your adventures alongside the other new features coming with that DLC, or expansion if you prefer. And while I plan on playing that expansion, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it just yet, as the updates they've continually made since the launch of that game have kind of put me off playing it for a while. Following that up though with Unknown 9. This is an upcoming action adventure set in an established universe of Unknown 9, and I believe this is like their first foray into video games though, and it's about people who can venture into a mysterious dimension known as the Fold, which then gives them access to all sorts of powers and stuff. And I don't know how that one's gonna do exactly in terms of like video game releases, but it looks interesting enough for me to take a look at it, and that one got some more gameplay and a release date of October 18th. Second to last, we then have a little trailer and some small information about Mafia: The Old Country. So the next installment of the Mafia series, but this time they're taking it back to the roots of the Mafia, or the mob, all the way back in Sicily in the 1900s, which I thought was such a really cool idea for a game like that. I'm actually kind of excited just on the premise, but obviously we'll need to see like gameplay details and stuff to make much of a further distinction. But just the premise alone of that has me intrigued. And then last but not least, wrapping it up with Indiana Jones. We got a release date and a bunch more gameplay and stuff, but the game itself is officially slated for December 9th. Gameplay wise, it's pretty much what you'd expect and everything we've seen up to this point already, so not too much new to share there, but we do have an official release date for it, and I believe they opened up like pre-orders and everything if that's your cup of tea. But that is pretty much everything as far as the stuff I was interested in. Now that said, as expected, we did finally get some release dates here, and I'm able to sort of organize my schedule for the last few months of the year in terms of what I'll be reviewing and everything, and so far it kind of bizarrely looks like September, of all things, is going to be the busiest, with October, November, and December only having a couple of games each in terms of new releases, thanks to the things that got pushed out into 2025. But as for today, that's pretty much going to do it. I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found all this information useful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. Let me know what you feel about all this down in the comments section below. And of course, feel free to share anything that I may have missed that you thought was really cool. But that's going to do it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. May you wander in wisdom and have an amazing day.